Hi everyone, thank you for joining my podcast, GABO Connection, where I'll be talking about some of the connections between mind and body and spirit. And today we're gonna be talking about feeling empty and why I feel empty. I wanted to give you a quick introduction of myself. I'm a Venezuelan. I came to the US when I was 17 years old, and I've been here in this country for about 17 years. I was interested in mental health, self-developed world since early in my life, thanks to my mom. She would always give me self-help books since I was 15 years old, so I would start reading them and spending a lot of time sucking this information, so it became almost like second nature for me to think in ways of mental health. And then I was involved in a church, and I became spiritual, very interested in religion. So I decided to go to school and get a bachelor's degree in religious studies. Then I worked for a church for many years as a pastor, and then I did my master's degree in divinity or chaplaincy, and that's what I do now. I work at a hospital and a hospice, helping people dealing with their emotions, and in a spiritual way, I give emotional and spiritual support to patients that have terminal illness, and also I'm there present for their families, and I provide spiritual rituals for them, and I also give them coping skills to help them process their emotion. So that's a little bit of myself, and I created this podcast to give you guys some of my own personal experience, things that I found out that are helpful for other people, things that I do with my patients, and I really hope that this information can be helpful for you as well. And today we're gonna be talking about feeling empty and why I feel empty. According to a research done last year in 2021 by Harvard Youth Poll of 2,513 American youth of ages from 19 to 29, they said that they felt down, depressed, or hopeless at least a couple of days in the last 2 weeks previous to this research. That means that 5 out of 10 people that are watching this video right now have felt some sort of a down feeling. The reality is that we all have felt down from time to time, and we have at least once felt empty inside of us. So the question I'm going to be addressing today is, do I feel empty, and why do I feel empty, and what causes these feelings of emptiness? Also, I'll be talking about ways of moving forward from feeling this emotion of emptiness to a life of joy, happiness, and fulfillment. These are 10 reasons why you might be feeling empty. At the end of this episode, I'm going to be talking about something that you can start doing right now, today, to start feeling a little bit better and improve this feeling of emptiness, so you can feel a little more joyful, a little more relaxed, a little better, and not so heavy and not so empty. Reason number one, it's negative or a harsh life event. For example, any type of loss. The loss of your job, maybe you lose your job, the loss of a relationship, like a breakup or a divorce, the loss of a loved one. That one's huge, right? When someone close to you passes away. Also, losing your car. Let's say you got into a car accident. It's also a major negative life event that can happen to you. Or having too much debt, that can be also something that can be dragging you down. Having high levels of student loans debt. So these are life events that would impact our emotions, bringing us down, because there's a major hit that happened to us. But you gotta understand that this is something we all go through. So it is normal to feel down when these things happen. Reason number 2, uncertainty. The lack of purpose in your life. Sometimes you don't know what to do with your life. You don't know what is your calling, what are you destined to do. That sense of uncertainty can also bring you down and might make you feel empty. Also the feeling of being stuck, right? Like, I don't know how to move forward. I might be comfortable now, but I know that there's more that I can do, but feeling stuck where I cannot accomplish more. And also not having specific goals or dreams in your life. When our life is uncertainty, when we're just living one day at a time without any specific goal, we might start feeling that we are not being proactive. And these also will affect us emotionally. The moment you have meaning in your life, the moment that you feel that there's a purpose in why you do things, that helps you to feel alive, to move forward, to be motivated. But a lack of in this area will be huge to not feel motivated, right? And you might feel down, you might feel like you don't want to do anything. This creates a vicious cycle. Now you just want to sleep, and then the worse you feel, the worse you do, and the more empty you feel. Reason number 3, it's repressed emotions. This is a big one. Something that happens to you negatively or traumatic in the past. This can be something that happens to you when you were a kid, a teenager, or early in the adult life, and you didn't have the tools or the resources to process this. Or what happened is that your mind repress these emotions because it cannot process them at the time and stores it in your body or somewhere in your subconscious. And now that you're a little more mature, a little older, maybe you're in a safe space now where you can process these. All of these emotions now are coming out. Maybe some of these flashes of what happens to you in the past start coming now, and you're experiencing this. You're experiencing the pain, and all of these things can also be the reason why you feel empty. Reason number 4 can be a mental illness. This will be a psychiatric diagnosis. This is something that it needs to be treated by a healthcare professional, with a licensed professional. It can be from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, to a bipolar disorder. It can be depression. It can be any psychological disorder. These are chemical imbalances that happen in your brain. This can be either something that happens to you naturally, something that you inherit or genetic that's happened to you, or it can be a traumatic experience. Either way, you need professional care for this kind of mental illness. I have a friend that can help you with that. He's a psychologist, he's a licensed therapist, and you can contact me if you need more information about this. Some of the feelings that you might feel with a mental illness can be lack of energy and motivation for too long periods of time, persistently feeling sad, feeling hopeless, not being able to focus, not being able to enjoy activities or people, feeling guilty or worthless. A feeling of emptiness or numbness could be another sign of depression, according to Ashley Eder, a psychotherapist in Boulder, Colorado. If you have any feelings or thoughts of harming yourself, this is also another reason why medical attention is important. And if you have thoughts of harming yourself or suicidal thoughts, this it's very delicate, and I want to urge you and invite you, or if you know somebody that might be going through this, that find a professional to help them deal with these issues. Reason number 5 is lack of self-care, and this happens when you don't take care of yourself. Sometimes we put too much time into our jobs and then our families, and we put ourselves last to the point that we don't even spend time with ourselves to treat ourselves, to pay attention to our emotions. That was our last episode. I talked about, connecting with yourself. If you don't connect with yourself, that can also provoke feeling empty, especially when you are always working for long periods of time, when you work 8, 10, 12 hours, and then you have to cater for your family. Sometimes we think that we're doing something positive because we are always, serving other people. We're putting other people first, and that's a beautiful thing. I think we all should serve and help other people, but you cannot help others if you don't take care of yourself first. So you have to constantly be recharging. You have to be constantly taking care of yourself so you can help other people. So yes, lack of self-help, lack of self-care can lead to feelings of emptiness. Reason number 6 is too much screen time. This is something that has gone up in our generation, in our time, watching too much TV, spending too much time in our phones, scrolling through social media, comparing ourselves to the life of other people, and that is very unrealistic because a lot of the times we don't have the resources that these other people have. Also, everybody has different kinds of lifestyle, and if you are constantly looking at these different lifestyles and comparing yourself to these other lifestyles, then you can start feeling empty because you feel like your life is not fulfilled because it's not the way it's supposed to be, like it's happening to these other people. So comparison, it's a very negative and unhealthy behavior, and that happens when we spend a lot of time in watching TV or social media, also spending long hours doing that. It's a lack of productivity, and that will give you the feeling of not doing enough with your time, that you're spending your time, that you're wasting your time in things that are not helpful and productive and proactive to you. So that also affects your emotions. But if you do that for a long periods of time, then it becomes very unhealthy. Which leads me to the next reason, number 7, unhealthy behaviors or unhealthy habits. This can be things that you do that are not good for you. For example, substance abuse, drinking alcohol, or consuming any kinds of drugs, having unhealthy diets, like too much sugar or a lot of trans fat, all kinds of unhealthy diets, or maybe eating too much or lack of eating as well. Lack of sleep, self-sabotaging your time for sleeping, that's a huge one. Skipping exercises, not working out, that affects you as well. So all of these things would affect your cortisol levels, which are the brain chemical that helps you balance your stress, and affect your mood levels as well. So all of these things would affect your mood and will cause to feel empty as well. So you have to have a healthy diet. You have to have enough time to sleep. Like I said, I'm going to be talking more about all of these reasons in the detail in the next episodes. So it is important that you create healthy habits for yourself. Reason number 8, lack of meaningful relationships. Relationship with your family, with friends, having a community that supports you, having a place where you feel that you belong. This is very important because we are social people and we need healthy relationships, if we don't have a healthy friend or a healthy family system, we need to work on finding ways where we can improve our community, where we can improve our social life. There's toxic people in our life that also obviously affect our mood and bring us down. And living in these situations also where you don't feel that these people are helping you, but they're dragging you down, they're draining you, then you would feel empty inside. Reason number 9 we might feel empty can be changes in our hormones. For men, the different shift of testosterone levels may affect men in different ways. Also in women as well, having estrogen levels shifting up and down would affect also their mood, and sometimes this would make them feel empty. And it can be due to different things. It can be either there's something that we're not eating correctly. It can be something that our body is going through a change. It can be a medical condition. So if you're feeling it's that there's no other reasons outside of that is making you feel down or empty, can be something as well that it can be happening inside of you, hormonal or chemically, right? And that's why you also need to go to the doctor to see what's the reason that why are you having these mood changes. And lastly, we have reason number 10, which can be the environment. Our environment also bring us down. It could be living in a crowded place where that is always messy and unorganized. So it can be the weather when it has been cloudy for too long. There's states where the sun doesn't come out in 3 months or 4 months, or areas in the world where you don't have vitamin D from the sun, and that obviously affects your mood as well. So you have to compensate when that happens. You have to exercise and make sure that you have a good support system and other things that you need to do to compensate from not having a sunny weather all the time. Also listening to news, alarming news all the time. When you turn on your TV, either CNN or Fox or any other TV news channel, all they bring is alarming news all the time. That definitely affects us emotionally. So it's okay to watch the news from time to time, but I would recommend to have a time to know what's happening, but don't try not to allow this alarming news to affect your mood, because everything that happens out there, it will be intensified even more by these new broadcasters, because that's how they sell their information. They have to make it extra dramatic for you to panic, and that's how they keep people hooked into their watching what they have to say. And now I just want to give you a small thing that you can start doing, small but very powerful thing that you can start doing today to improve your mood, to raise your emotions to a healthier state. And this can be a breathing exercise. So what you can do, you can set up your phone or your alarm for 3 minutes. That's the lowest that you can do. You can actually do it for a minute, but I would say 3 minutes. Everybody has 3 minutes of their day, and you can go do 5 minutes, and you can increase as time passes by. Put your phone on airplane mode so nobody bothers you, and for 3 minutes what you're gonna do, you're gonna close your eyes, you're gonna get in a comfortable position, and you're gonna take 10 deep breaths. So you're gonna take a deep inhale and a long exhale, right? So you're going to do that 10 times, all right? And every time you do it, you're going to try to relax your body. You're going to try to, lower your shoulders. Maybe you're trying to think about relaxing your neck muscles, your back muscles. Try to relax your body as much as you can with each breath. So you're gonna do that 10 times, and as you keep going up on your breath, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 breath, 10 breath, you're gonna try to relax your body more and more and more. Once you have reached 10 breath, now this is the key part. Imagine yourself that you're in a happy place, a place of joy, a place where you feel connected with yourself, with happiness. And this can be a place of nature, a beautiful scene. It can be maybe imagine yourself being at the beach by yourself and just experiencing the ocean, the presence of the ocean, the sand. Try to experience all the sensation as much as you can. Feel your toes in the sand. Try to feel the breeze in your face, maybe smelling the salty water, and just enjoying that moment. It can be yourself at the top of a mountain and seeing the valleys in front of you, and just taking in that majestic scenery. It can be being in a beautiful garden with all kinds of flowers, and maybe feeling and smelling these flowers. You can probably hear some birds chirping, and just like try to feel that moment and try to take it in as much as you can. Try to have all your senses present. After feeling that, all your senses, I want to invite you to start feeling calm inside of you, because you are in a safe and a happy place. Try to feel that happiness inside of you, what it feels to be in that beautiful and wonderful place, and try to feel that peace that it's inside of you. You keep on breathing and breathing and breathing until your time is up, those 3 minutes or 5 minutes that you have chose, or whatever. And you're gonna see how much better you're gonna feel right after that. So this is not an antidote to not feeling empty, but this is something that is gonna help you feel much better. And try to do that as much as possible throughout your week, so you're gonna start feeling better and better and better. There's other things that we can do. I'm gonna be talking about other things that we can do in the next episodes. And so this is it for now. Thank you so much for watching this, for listening to this episode. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, please comment down below, send me a message. If you need help, you can contact me, and then I can guide you in some of these steps. And I would love to be in contact with you if you need more information, or if you want to get deeper into these practices. Thank you once again. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please support me by subscribing. It helps me to create better content for you. Thank you once again, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.